We're back with Pete Dinelli. We're talking about a variety of issues there. We're going to wind it down. We've got a few more minutes left. Before we went for break, we're talking about the minimum wage.
Correct.
I'll let you take it from there again.
Well, again, the argument that's being made is that the city attorney's office cannot enforce minimum wage. I believe they can by, again, making the demand upon the individual businesses. I do not buy the argument that the increase in minimum wage jobs is going to destroy jobs. They have offered no proof of that. The more likely result is that it's going to increase prices. It'll be passed on to the consumer. Keep in mind, when you increase the minimum wage, you're also increasing the wage of individuals that are going to be spending that money. And again, minimum wage was never meant to be a living wage, but money that is earned from the minimum wage in all likelihood is going to be pushed back into the economy, and it will help our economy, and it will help our gross receipts tax revenues.
They say in the short term it helps, but in the long term they say it has a negative effect on it. But these are different schools of thought there.
I don't know who's saying that, but all the documents that I've seen, or all the that is research that I've seen on the topic, because I have looked into it, they cannot point to anything definitive that it destroys jobs. The argument has been made is that it's more likely to increase cost of consumer goods, especially at restaurants.
Okay, we're gonna change gears a little bit. We've got a few more minutes left. What do you feel is, how are you different from the other candidates? I know there's a couple other jumping in there. How would you, for those watching?
Well, to me, the biggest contrast is between Mayor Berry and myself. Mayor Berry is a staunch Republican, and I happen to be a very staunch Democrat. Mayor Berry is trying to propose an increase to Mayor Berry opposed the increase in the minimum wage. I supported it. Mayor Berry would like a right-to-work law enacted in the state of New Mexico. I oppose that. Mayor Berry believes that he's done everything he can to improve the Albuquerque Police Department. I say no, the Albuquerque Police Department is in a complete meltdown. Mayor Berry does not feel that Chief Schultz should move on. I've called for Chief Schultz's resignation. My point is, issue after issue after issue, you're going to have a definite contrast, especially in style. When you talk about style versus accomplishment, I believe Mayor Berry's style is very low-key. He's very likable. But then again, the question is, what has he accomplished in the 3.5 years he's been mayor? As far as my background is concerned, I think I have a proven record of accomplishment. When I was headed up the Safe City Strike Force, we closed down crack houses, meth labs. We went after problem bars, violent bars. We took enforcement action against problem properties. We cleaned up the city from graffiti. I was the individual that initiated the graffiti vandalism lawsuits. And again, it gets back to the issue of leadership. We've had 3.5 years of stagnation in the Albuquerque area. We've had no jobs. People are leaving Albuquerque. Our young people are leaving Albuquerque. And yet we have a mayor that has failed to produce any sort of strong economic development plan for the city of Albuquerque. I will, and I propose that.
He's not here, being fair to him, it's an overall reflection of the economy. You don't feel that it has something to do with, because we're connected to state and national, and that has something to do with the economy. I don't think, I mean, is it fair to say that it is entirely his?
I think it's completely fair to say it's his problem. Because why? Because you take a look at the other communities surrounding New Mexico. You take a look at Denver, you take a look at Phoenix, you take a look at El Paso. They're doing far better than we are in the same economic circumstances. As far as job growth rate is concerned, New Mexico ranks 8th in the region. 8th, we're very last. This mayor actually said in front of the Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce that he considered Albuquerque the donut hole. And he offered no economic plan. Once again, you compare our city to other cities in the region, the other cities are doing extremely well, and yet we're doing nothing. And that's because no proposals have been made how to get us out of this rut. And again, we've been very stagnant for 3.5 years. It's at the point, this economy is on a life support system. There's been a failure of leadership to try to attract new industry to the Albuquerque area. And that, I feel, is where I differ with the mayor. It's the form of style over substance. If you want a low-key individual that is very friendly and laughable, fine. But if you want a leader that can set the tone and the direction that we need to set in order to bring jobs to the Albuquerque area, to allow our young people to have a future here in Albuquerque, I think you need a leader with some vision, and my vision is to make Albuquerque a destination city, and at least be on the way becoming a destination city after 4 years.
We're going to be running out of time here pretty soon. Let me wind you down a little bit. Talk about a little bit where you grew up. You grew up in Albuquerque?
That's right.
And your whole family's here and stuff. And
I am so proud of my family. My family roots run so deep in Albuquerque. My grandfather was an immigrant. He came to the United States in the year 1900, settled here, came from Lucca, Italy. And he was 19 years of age, and Albuquerque was only 10,000 people at the time. I happen to be half Hispanic. My mother's originally from Chacon, New Mexico, up in Moara County. My dad was a barber. My mother was a waitress. And you're looking at an individual that, again, comes from the working class. These are two people that instilled in me the importance of education and instilled in me the importance of working hard. And these are the type of Albuquerqueans that I want to represent. That is the middle class, hardworking individuals, and where I'm from. I love this community immensely. In fact, I went to grade school not more than half a block from here at St. Mary's Grade School. I went to high school at Del Norte High School. I went on to get my degree at Eastern New Mexico University. But my dad was a World War II veteran, disabled, and when he became very ill, my mother had to go back to work. And she was a waitress for 45 years. And I saw that woman work so hard to keep food on the table. And again, that's why I feel so strongly about the minimum wage. That's why I feel so strongly about trying to attract jobs to the Albuquerque area. I want my kids to have the same opportunities for education, to have the same opportunities to have a good job, to live their lives here, to raise a family here, and so that I'll be able to spend some time with my grandkids. The fact is, this community means everything to me. And the only reason why I'm running for this for mayor is because I have a deep love for my hometown. And again, it has nothing to do with politics as much as it does for the love of Albuquerque.
yeah, that sounds, I know your whole family's here and you have a passion for this area and stuff. Tell me, we have a few seconds left. Tell me, what would you like to do in the last few seconds here? What would be your first priority? And then we'll just end it at that note there.
My first priority, Albuquerque, I'm tired of hearing about Albuquerque always being on the cusp of greatness, that we could do so much. And I've heard this all my life, even in public service. And I believe that with strong, effective leadership, we're going to be able to make Albuquerque a true destination city. And I hope I'm elected.
I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. I know we ran out of time there. Okay, we're out of time. Next week, LNG, Sunday mornings at 10. I think we pretty much cover everything. I wanted to do a little bit of bio in the end. I know he was yelling in my ear to do the bio there. Well, we got some in there. We'll talk a little bit about your family and stuff, but we got